New year, new me.
New year, new me. All right.
Yo, guys, so I'll tell you this. Have you ever
Not
heard...
yet, bro. When I say action, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. All right. Okay. All right, action.
Yo, so it's funny. The other day, I heard this person say something.
All right, let's start all over. I'll give us an intro.
No, I have a good... Because I was going to say there's 3 New
All right,
Years.
so let's start it now.
Suck,
action.
Bro. Oh, shit, what's going on, Zeus? All right, guys, listen. The other day, it was really funny, man. I heard this thing, someone said something about, there's 3 New Years. So, sorry about that. That's my cat. She's a little bit, she wants attention right now. That's why she's meowing. But basically, there's 3 New Years, right? There's the person said there's a physical New Year's, which is, we all accept this New Year's as January 1st. And, what's going on, Zeus?
I don't know.
Anyways, so there's one that's, we all accept January 1st, and then there's your birthday, which is the other New Year's. You start the New Year's with a new slate, a new chapter in your life. And then there's the spiritual New Year's, which is basically in spring, when everything starts to go back to life and everything, is regrowth. So the 3 New Years that you have to basically focus on, everyone accepts this energy. The energy shift is crazy, basically this New Year's. So yeah, you have to put the right intentions out there, and then you just gotta use that energy for yourself. Make sure that you set the intentions correctly, so that way you start out on the right foot. So yeah.
Bro, your cat is saying you capping right now.
my cat's let me out of here, bro. That's what she's saying.
Your cat is like, yo, listen, stop capping.
No, she's like that, bro. She just wants attention right now. She's just talking.
Trust me, I know. I grew up with animals. I love cats.
For real?
Yeah, some people don't love cats.
You told me about you had your own cat one time. What happened to her? She passed away or something?
Oh no, not under my watch. I used to have a cat with my ex-girlfriend, and she took the cat when she left, and rest in peace to Chloe.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I mean, maybe it's time to get a new cat. Maybe it's time to rescue a cat.
I'm actually liking not having any responsibilities taking care of any animals.
Bro, cats are the least, you don't need to do anything with cats, bro. They take care of themselves, bro.
It's always
they're very independent people.
Owners that say that, but the reality is when you have an animal, that's like your family member. So I don't know how you do, but when I have animals, they're an extension of who I am. So I will spend quality time with my animals. So
guys, that emphasis, he's like, I don't know what you do. Nah, I do great, bro. My cat and me have this tight relationship. She's family, bro, 100%. But the way I do it is, maybe I'm just a little different when it comes down to it. But I let the being be itself. I let her be herself,
Me too.
She does her thing, and we respect each other in that way. So
well, within reason. I think, when I have animals, I like to exert some sort of control, so that way the animal is just not doing too much, right? Because you don't want to come home and the cat just scratch up your whole
That's true.
couch. Or if you have dogs and they're just, peeing everywhere,
No, I agree.
I've been to some people's homes.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the respect part. You set the boundaries, it's your place, but you have to also understand they're living with you, so they also need to be comfortable. So, it's just I don't know, man. It's crazy to even talk about it because, I think, our pets are evolving, they become more conscious of everything, I think as we become more conscious, they're becoming conscious too. So it's really interesting to see that relationship play out.
What's good, everyone? It's your boy Baski, back with another episode of, I don't even know what this is. I just have my camera on me. I'm helping my boy Luke create content. And I figured, hey, let's just get a video session talking so I could just put it on my channel. I didn't know we were going to be speaking about animals today, but it's always a vibe when we get to speak and obviously have animals that want to be a part of the show, Oh, I should actually record her meowing so I could use that for a drop in the video.
You should, bro, for a video or something.
Hell yeah.
Actually, let me, because I think maybe...
What?
The catnip. I gave her catnip before. Maybe that's...
It's fine. You already gave her some and stuff. She wants to be on camera. Pick up so the world can see her. See? Look how beautiful she is.
It's okay. Relax. You want attention, you get attention. That's how it is. See?
Exactly. That's how it goes. And that's what we do here. We're pet friendly. Like, all animals love me. They're always
There we go. See, she just wants attention. I think that's what it comes down to.
You see my video at my boy's house with his dog, Hazel?
Nah, I didn't see that one. Is that on your episode?
Mm-hmm. The one about Spanish Harlem? Yeah, Hazel's like, I need to sit right in the center and rub up on Chris.
Yo, so she's a calico, and she's got, like, you know, if you can see from the video, she got different colors, different spots. Her face is very unique because it got, like, a little bit of a caramel color and a brown and a white under her chin. So she's a very unique colored cat. Oh, she wants to climb me back. Let her climb me back.
Go ahead.
So she's very chill with that. She does this all the time. She likes to climb people on the back. I mean, right now she's probably checking out what's on the shelves here.
Yeah,
because
she's gonna use me as a springboard.
Nah, she's gonna probably jump off, but
Cool.
or maybe chill on you, bro.
Hey, listen, I'm used to this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said. So.
No, she's like that, bro. She feels comfortable. I think she likes your vibe. You know, she likes your energy.
I'm pretty chill, but soon I'll have to. She's like, hey, she's swagging.
Let me see how she's looking. Oh, she's chilling, bro. She's chilling.
Oh, I know, but she's also digging her nails into my hoodie.
You want me to push her off?
No, she could chill right here a little bit and stuff like that. She's like, yo, don't you dare. But yeah.
Hey, Zeus.
So she's comfortable? Here she goes.
Come on, come here. Come here. Come on back. Come on. There you go.
She's like, yo, listen, I'm off of this. So yeah, Luke, what's good, bro? What do you want to talk about today? Do you have any topics? I know this is like off the cuff, random.
I mean, listen, man, we can talk about a lot of stuff, bro. There's so much to talk about. You know, it's up to you what you want, you know, what you feel comfortable about.
Don't do that. You trying to throw a segue
I'm
back
trying
on me.
to question
like,
the question, bro.
No, that's not reframing the question.
It's a Baski show, bro. Come on.
Hey, listen, I talk about everything. I don't know, spitball something, come up with something and we'll just go in.
Well, we started off with the new year. I mean, everyone, I think, should set a tone. You know, I think, you know, like I said, you have to be able to, like, tune into the energy that's out there and be able to set out the intentions of what you're going to do this year. So you got plans, you know. Also, I have plans. I think the idea here is to not necessarily talk about them. It's just about, like, executing them. So I think that's the number one thing. Instead of talking about it, you're going to, what happens is, I think normally is, like, when people talk about their goals and their plans, I'm a talker, bro. I'm a talker because I have a lot of information, man. But what happens is people just will talk about their plans and feel like they accomplished something. And that's like a psychological thing. The thing is, you write it down, you talk to yourself in your head, don't be sharing it. I feel like you gotta just execute it. And watch you do something amazing in a month, maybe a few weeks, because you just focus on what you're doing, you know? So I think that's what, that's a good conversation to pick up on is new year, new me, setting the right intentions, be on the right foot, and creating something new this year. So that's the idea I have. So I don't know, that's how I'm feeling. It feels crazy though, it's 2025 though, I'll be honest. It feels kind of crazy. Like we went through a lot the last year and...
How was last year for you?
Man, it was, good question, bro. I would say it was great, bro. I'm not gonna say anything negative about it because my focus is on what's gonna come and the positive that has happened. So it's been good. I think I learned a lot. What about yourself, man?
It was great. 2024 was like, it was pretty interesting. It was like a roller coaster, right?
A roller coaster?
But I was here for the ride, baby. It was a nice ride.
I seen you, bro. I seen you go through some good things, man. You've been getting some events, some big names, bro. So I think for you, it's been great.
Normal. That's normal for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Normalize it. Normalize that, bro. That's how we do it. Get more of that. That's how
normal
you do it.
for me, man. But 2024 had a lot of like roller coaster rides. Yeah, it was kind of like if you're driving on on the freeway or the expressway, and you just got that clear lane, right? Boom, there's no traffic, everything. So you pushing like 95, you know, you being a little risque, and then all of a sudden, mad traffic just comes, and then you're just jammed there, and then you're stuck, and then you're not moving. Similar to like if anyone's from New York and you know when you hit that Like if you coming from Jersey into like New York and you going over the George Washington Bridge. So you already know like you doing good. You're like, hey, I'm about to be home in like an hour or whatever, right? Boom. Next thing you know, you get home 2 hours later, like, damn, bro, I got locked up at the GW for like 45 minutes. And it'd be like that, right? Same thing in life. There are times when it's like full steam ahead, everything's clear, and then you have your moments when everything's going right, something happens, boom, or something becomes stagnant, and you're like, damn, what can I do to jumpstart everything and like progress and stuff? So it was a lot of that. But despite that, it was still a really good year. Shout out to other people that are able to like wake up today.
Be grateful for that.
That's very important.
Guys, if there's anything I want to say in this video is this: practice gratitude. Practice gratitude. My boy Baski just said the right thing. You know, we alive right now. Right now is all we got, and that's a beautiful thing. Be grateful for that moment. You know, we also, I think a lot of times as a society, you know, and this is also backed up by science. You know, we've been very stressful as a society, especially recently. A lot of people are stressed out, and I think one of the greatest things to do is be able to practice gratitude, be able to acknowledge what you have right now instead of the things you don't have. And to be honest, what that does, it creates the space for you to get more things. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the paradox of it. You know, that's the magic of it. You know, be able to get in that feeling of being grateful for what you have and feeling healthy. Number one, health is wealth. You'll be able to do great things, you know, because of that. The mindset changes, the neural pathways in your brain changes, so you're on that right path, right? So that's what I'm saying. New year, new me.
You can tell you take mushrooms, guys.
Oh my God, this guy. Yo, listen, you know, it's crazy. That's a good topic. Psychedelics.
That's not a topic I know of. I'm not versed in that, so we skip.
I mean, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say on video or anything, but I'll tell you this. From my research that I've done, reading things, there's a lot of people say this. Psychedelics, let me tell you, it's a tool. All of it is a tool. It's a gateway to that higher consciousness. When you take any sort of psychedelic, you go into that room where that's all there is love, right? But the thing about psychedelics, that's different than meditation. Meditation is without no tools, it's just within your own self, within your own awareness. But it's just, what it is, it just takes longer. That's why people take the shortcut, take the psychedelics, take the drugs, because they need to feel something. Meditation is about persistence, about being consistent. And when you get to that level where you're automatically able to do it, you're in that room 24/7. You're able to access that love and that consciousness 24/7. With psychedelics, it's a little different because, think about it, you're able to get that shortcut into that room where there's only totality, there's only love, and you feel that awareness, but you're going back to reality where your mindset back to a lack of love. And you know, what happens is a lot of people don't take what they learn, go into that altered state, you know, altered state of consciousness. They go back, go into their regular old self, old beliefs, and it just causes them to be confused. So, you know, like I said, my research has shown that like psychedelics is a good thing. You know, it can help with depression, it can help with all these things. But at the end of the day, it's just a gateway to the higher altered state of consciousness. The greatest thing to do is to meditate. Meditation is great. And I know we've been talking about that for a minute. Meditation is something that can help out a lot with the person's awareness and being able to be, you know, like manifestation and stuff like that, being able to dial in onto your desires and your goals and being able to really focus on that. So yeah, it's a really great tool to have,
Yeah, man. Is this something you taught yourself?
Well, everyone can teach it to themselves. Meditation is very unique to the person, but I think we all meditate. I think we're all spiritual beings. So I can't say I taught myself this. I feel like it was within me the whole time. Like it's within you. You can just access it whenever you're ready. But like, that's how I see it.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I don't know. What about you? What does meditation feel like to you though? Like what do you do? Like meditation can be different, you know?
It all depends on the different techniques that I use, right? Sometimes it might be like sound meditation. So I'm listening to music, or I'm listening to different sounds at different hertz frequencies, so I can feel a certain different type of vibration. There are times when I wake up and I just want everything to be quiet and silence my mind. Because that's a unique battle within yourself, because it's very hard to like get yourself into, I don't want to say it's hard, but it takes practice to get yourself into a state where you can feel like you can slow everything down. And also too, the ability to slow things down allows you to process more. You get to think clearly, you get to plan and strategize. Also too, you get to live in a realm where you get to ask yourself tough questions that don't have a right or wrong answer to, so you can create a plan for yourself to figure things out. Also, you can transfer that space into different moments in your life, or when you're doing different activities and whatnot. So like usually, like when I'm running, when I go to Central Park and run 5 miles, right, I run like the longest loop. So I start at the beginning of the park on the north end, which is like around 110th Street. And then I will run to like 79th and back. I'm not gonna say if I start on the east and west side, because I don't need these people online trying to figure out when I'm in the park trying to find me. Because there's a lot of bad things that's been happening in Central Park with a lot of crazies, But aside from that, so yeah, but when I'm running, I use that opportunity to like think, process, go about my day. Also too, if there's light shifting in the apartment, I don't have any lights. Like I said, we're using natural light, so I just put up the camera, I just want to talk. So if you see like light changing and stuff for my videographers out there.
It's a cloud passing. Yeah.
Right. Know that this is what happens when you don't use proper lighting. So you can, just in case if you're looking for a consistent look. But personally, I don't care. This is just us jiving, talking, shooting the shit, So, but yeah.
I mean, isn't all your episodes like this, or you just like
no, bro, look at my videos. Oh yeah, the vibe, but
Yeah.
not the overall aesthetic of the look of the video.
I understand that part. Yeah, I mean, you got great quality videos. Anyways, you're a great editor. So
hey, listen, I am the shit. You know what I'm saying?
So there's no problem with that. But yeah, man, I like what you said about like slowing down time, because when you meditate, I think we're always trying to think.
Wait, hold on. Let me explain that though a little bit.
Okay, yeah, let's hear that.
Yeah, so human beings creating the concept of time. There's no such thing as really time. But aside from that, it's just about. So physics has proven that as we continue to age and we grow up, we process quicker. And forms of meditation allow you to feel internally like you're slowing down. And obviously time is constant by the rules that we play on. But however, how we process is not, right? So just allowing to like take a deep breath and also just collect your thoughts and be able to like see if, so you don't have to, I think for me, it's more or less put myself in a position where I don't like display an instant reaction to things when people say something or I'm hearing things, and I allow that process aspect to happen, right? And then of course there's a balance. Like when I'm outside, it's like, especially if you travel in New York, you gotta be alert. So, we hit that alert button, like you're walking in front and someone slows down. So, you have to make that left or that right. So you don't run into this person because this person is not aware of what's going on.
That's
or
true.
like when you're on the train and you see like different types of crowds of people get on, and you want to just make sure if anything happens, you know where your exits are, you know where to move, this, that, and the third. Yeah, you always got to be on your P's and Q's out here. It is ratchet. It is reckless too. Reckless and ratchet, right? Man, that should be like its own TV show.
Reckless and ratchet.
Reckless and ratchet. The life and times of Lukash in New York City.
Nah, not even. My experience, I look at it this way. You have a choice. Your perspective is actually very important. You set out, like I said, your intention for the day, and the motto is like this. You want to create a great day. You have the power to create that. So, even though there's chaos out there, whether you're aware of that or not, and it's all about where you focus your perspective. Like my perspective is to be able to be in the present moment. And what I do in the present moment is whether I see something coming at me, I realize that in that moment, it's not personal. I don't take things personal. And I think that's one of the books that talks a lot about
Four
that.
agreements.
4 agreements. We talked about that before. And, you know, like I said, that's a really pivotal point, because if you don't take things personal, you don't have any grudges, you don't have any resentment, you don't have any of those, let's just say, low vibrational emotions. And guess what? Emotion is what keeps you moving in the moment, in that time, space and time. So you gotta be able to get your vibrations high, you know, high frequency, what you're talking about. So,
Ashe.
you know,
I just wanted to say that. All my women friends always say, Ashe, 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 Ashe.
What's O'Shea?
I'm like, okay.
What is that? I'm not in that loop. What does that mean, O'Shea?
Man, what you don't know, you don't know.
All right. Put me on that spot, bro. Okay.
You have to go out and experience. I could give you other answers.
Ashe?
Yeah, I want you to go out and talk to these people that are spiritual so they can tell you. I don't want to give you all the answers. But yeah, I like what you were saying. Continue.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I think we have, like I said, the choice. So you got people blasting negative news, like the news channels. You know, that's why I cut down. I don't really watch any news. My primary, you know, it's funny to say this.
Yeah, I know mad people in the shade room right now.
I know. I'm just saying, like, my primary way of getting to know what's going on in the world is like legit TikTok. So
oh, that's even terrible.
No, it's not, bro, because, you know, I think I've been able to alter that algorithm in the way where I'm only receiving the news that is positive. And the positive news is like, we have someone out here, an inventor, creating, you know, gasoline from recycled plastic. We have somebody...
Yeah, but that's an assumption, right? And I'm going to use my computer technical aspect skills to this, because
What do you mean
that
by
bothers me and stuff like that.
Bothers
so
you
you
one
say
way.
you're able to quarter and control your algorithm, but the reality is you don't control the algorithm. The companies control the algorithm. So if the company wants to insert little article, send you videos on a particular topic and leak it every, let's say 30, 40 videos or 70, 80 videos down the line, you're not controlling that algorithm, right? I'm sorry. So you don't really
let's just
have
say this.
control
Maybe
of the
you
algorithm.
have
But I
some
see
control.
I see what you're saying, right? Your initial, what you like, what you text, what you see is built into these algorithms. But what I'm trying to get at is behind the veil, right? Which is why the government is looking to ban TikTok. Underneath the veil is that's still controlled by the company. And in TikTok's case, TikTok is still a Chinese corporation or a company that's based in China that follows Chinese government rules.
Right. So let's break that down a bit. I think we don't, I don't have all the facts about what's really going on with the algorithm particularly, but I think personally, if there's things that are trending, a topic that's trending, that's going to be most of your algorithm, right? And yes, I agree that there is certain things being put out there that will be put like on your scrolling. You're going to see that on your news feed, whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, you can always have the choice to press not interested, and you can always configure the algorithm in that way. I think that is that possibility, that is that choice that you have. Furthermore, let's go a little bit about TikTok though.
Go ahead.
So I feel like there's a misconception about this.
Okay, go ahead.
Even though there's a percentage of it owned by the Chinese government,
Right.
there's other components to that ownership, and a lot of TikTok is owned by U.S. citizens. The board of directors is made up by U.S. citizens. So there's a lot of components that we don't know or is not being talked about. And you know, one of the great things that I found out is that Mark Zuckerberg, no, not putting anyone on blast, there's this thing that we do in America which makes up a lot of our policies and law, but that's lobbying. When you're putting out millions of dollars lobbying into something, you're basically pushing out these policies and these laws into reality. And you know, Mark Zuckerberg believes that basically if TikTok is banned, people will go back to old platforms like Facebook and Instagram, but I don't think that's the reality. What we've seen in this past year in 2024 is that the access of news, especially like underground news, has been more reliable on TikTok. We have people that are independent journalists pushing out information left and right about what's actually going on, and that causes a lot of Actually, it's good for us.
Why not use X?
When you use X?
Yeah, what? X.
You mean Twitter?
Both.
I mean,
I said, why not use that? That's a platform.
I mean,
that's already
personally, I never used
know?
X. I don't think that's something that I wanted to do. I feel like I'm good with where I'm at. But what I'm trying to say is that's why TikTok is the leading app right now. Is because everyone.
That's not true. TikTok is the leading app. See, you gotta come with the stats, bro.
But it is the stats.
No, it's not.
Small businesses use it,
right?
Making lots of money off of it.
It's the leading app for other factors. That's not one of the That's not a big enough factor to determine why it's leading. One of the reasons why it's leading is because it has access to Generation Z. So if you're able to sell if you're able to capture the future workers of America by having a platform that's going to allow them to grow with them, now you have access to how they think, what they like, how they move, what topics they like, and also the dollars that they're going to bring because they're the people that's going to make up the general workforce. Like, that's very important, bro. That's very important. Also, hold on.
Okay.
Also, too, you have to take into consideration that they built a system in which they were able to compete with the other
competition.
I would say, I don't really say other, but I'm just gonna get specific. They were able to compete with like Instagram, Snapchat, basically those, and obviously Facebook, but Facebook obviously owns Instagram. But they were able to compete with them because, like you said before, they then built their algorithms to actually push content out there, make it so people feel like their pages is growing and things of that nature. So you had mentioned something about Mark Zuckerberg talking about people would just have to go back to what was previously available. Right. If it does get banned, I don't think so. I think that human nature has shown, or at least humans in general has shown, that there will be the next big thing coming. And the reason I believe in that is because the legacy systems are not attractive to a big portion of the population who don't want that. And if they don't want that, they're not gonna use that, right? It is what it is. You know, younger generation of kids are not using Facebook. So it's like, or by the masses, right? By the mass growing numbers and stuff. So I'm pretty sure another company will come, or even if it's maybe like, I don't know, Instagram or Mark, maybe they'll create another platform specifically targeting like Generation C. But the reason that's important is because when you listen to like people on his platform speak that act like the head of Instagram, right? They're creating different functions and different things on the app, not for millennials, not for baby boomers, but actually for Generation Z. You know, so these are just things. So it's more or less those factors, bro. That's why that has like TikTok on the up and up. But again, at what cost, right? Because what people are not understanding is, and you got to understand, governments subvert all of that shit. So you can bring up the stakeholders. You can say, yeah, there's American companies invested into ByteDance or invested into the platform, and it's a public traded company. Cool. But what I know is if the government, Chinese government, has stake in a company there, and they want to push pressure on the main company that owns it, that's Chinese, where the main company has foundational structures, business entities, servers, and things of that nature in China, and they want to put the pressure on them, they can't. And if they want to disseminate information into the program, into the platform, they can and they will. They just have to do it covertly and stuff. So these are the things that people, you know, this is one of the triggers of us here in the United States, or at least the politicians, where they're like, oh, slow down. That might be crazy. Because think about this, and I know this just from IT and stuff, the more the younger generation and more people get to work on the platform, the more I get to mine their data, the more I get to know and make predictions using AI software that will allow me as the end user in the future to control their thoughts, their whereabouts, what they're thinking, to understand more how they move, how they think, and things of that nature. So this is one of the things that a government is trying to like fend off and things like that, because when you're able to control the mass body of people, how they feel, what they think, that's dangerous at the end of the day. And You know, that's just. But I don't know. What do I know? You know, I don't know. I just be minding my business. And just letting the world go as is. Because either way, I just see TikTok as like a tool.
I think we gotta be honest though here, because at the end of the day, okay, so I get the whole stance with like a foreign nation collecting data and about another country's people, whatever the case is. And that's a good stance to be on. But at the end of the day, it's all about data collecting, like you said. And data sells.
Right.
Sells for a lot of money. Right. So the U.S., I'm not going to say this, but like our own government wants to be the front of it, basically, being able to collect our data and selling it. It's not that they want to protect us. They want to make money. They want to make sure that here in the U.S., the companies that are collecting the data are American companies, and then they're selling it. It's all about who gets the money, and it's not really about like our safety. Because remember, this is where the distinction makes the line. The people, the everyday people, are so fed up with the government and what it's been doing this whole year, what it's been going on with our tax money, and also about how we're getting our news, how we're getting our information. So TikTok was able to, like I said, be that gateway for opening up those doors and allowing people to put out information that is, their own experience, their own perspective, and it has some truth to it. It has truth to it, basically.
Right. Keyword. You said some truth to it, but it's also a platform that's not regulated. You could literally go on the platform and say whatever you want. Have people, you can influence people on the way you think. And things of that nature.
That's also true, yeah. I'm not saying that's not true. People can get influenced by the wrong things, for sure, 100%. But it's up to you to make that choice. And that's our right. That's our right as the people.
Bro, that's a whole nother conversation, bro, because the world is definitely not critically thinking like it used to. Mm-hmm. And that term is very important, critically think. The mass amount of people are so used to just having their phones, the ability to take out your phone, use this, in order to like solve every solution, every problem, without like thinking intimately about it. Also, too, what's even more scary is by what Luke just suggests is, if I want to learn something, I'll just go on TikTok. But that's kind of scary to know that you're learning, or you're instead of researching or using conventional means to like read something, process it, you're going to see these short form videos about a particular topic. And now it's like, for me, it's just like, it's kind of crazy because a lot of people are not going to ask critical thinking questions like, where's this person getting their information from? What are they citing? Are they just using stats to build up their argument? Because you can twist stats in different ways to beef up your arguments. We all know this. Like, we do this. Most people do this on a daily basis to prove why they do stupid shit. But anyway, but yeah, like, and then just consuming it through a video, all right? So you're not doing any further research. It's just mind-boggling to me how, like, in school, we went to school to learn about a particular topic, right? And then that topic, let's say, I don't know, earth science. In the earth science class, they handed you a textbook, right? And then that textbook is like 1,000 pages. And in the semester, we might only cover like 400 of the 1,000 pages, but you know that there's still more and more and more to learn. Where now people, what he's saying is people go on to TikTok, see like 10 videos and they can tell you everything about earth science, right? It's like, whoa, what is going on? But hey, I don't know. The young kids call me Unk, so I feel like an Unk right now.
Unk vibes over here.
Unk Baski, bitch.
No, it's interesting to also put this out there, is that, like we talked about, let's put that factor in with AI. With the evolution of AI, we're going to another level, because we got people out here believing into something that isn't even real. So the whole age.
Wait, what's not real?
Well, like, AI has become so advanced and very quickly too. It's evolving. That the material that it's making, the videos it's making, it looks so realistic. Like, you'll see an AI video of like an animal, like a bird. I seen it the other day. It looks so real. And I was just like thinking like, wow, next level is going to be insane, because then we're going to have a really hard time believing into something was man-made or computer-made until it was actually real, made from whatever our reality. So it's definitely something that's out there. It's one of those things that is a negative thing about AI. It's like, we won't be able to decipher what is real and what is not. But like I said, AI is also a tool. It can be used for great things. It can be used for advancing us in a lot of ways. It's just a reflection of our own like intelligence. AI is just a reflection of that. But it could be used for bad things too. That face stuff. Like I've seen that. I've seen where they artificially put people's faces on bodies, and that's scary.
Oh, you showed the one with P. Diddy and Diddy and Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah.
And Diddy got Jay-Z pregnant.
Oh my
he going
God,
like this. Oh my God, it's wild, crazy the stuff that they get to create and stuff like that. Yeah. Obviously, we know it's fake because a man can't have kids, but still, it's like, wow. Imagine, this is the thing that imagine having a little kid see that type of video, that type of piece of content at like 5 years old, and thinking that two men can have a kid out. Yo, it's crazy out here. It's crazy. This is what people are pushing in the ether. But yeah,
I like that you use that, the ether.
It is the ether. It's just a whole elixir, right? It's like, it's tough because we're heading to an age where, all right, so there's so many different considerations. One is we have to consider the fact that one day, if you do continue to progress and creating AI systems, you're going to create a sentient being that is able to process and think better than you, because you're just aggregating all the available data known to human beings. And not just that, you're working on different type of level of like consciousness, right? Because you're also like creating consciousness out of reality, which those keys and those functions and the mechanics to do such was not around, or it wasn't invented, or we just didn't know from back in the days, right? And now you're starting to see in this present form, these things manifest with each other and within itself. So now it's like kind of crazy to know that. So I think we do have to be, we have to be careful with AI systems, because you don't want a situation when these systems, you don't want a situation where I'm just going to use one scenario. The moment you're able to connect all these resources, right? The Internet of Things to like the internet, and you can find you can create a sentient being that's able to just connect to everything, or all your grids, and shut everything down just because they want to make human beings instinct. That's the level I'm talking about, right? Where it could get crazy and stuff like that. But who knows? I noticed a lot of people haven't really been speaking about quantum computing.
Oh, so
that's another one.
That's a whole nother level.
But what if we're able to jump into parallel worlds because we have that technology and that use case in the future?
I mean, I just want to also say something, because I like what you said about AI becoming conscious and having consciousness and being more proficient than you in computing or getting things or information. But let's just really say the reality of it. I think the brain, we were the image of God. I'm not trying to be religious. I'm a very spiritual person, but we are the image of God, and we have the faculties that make us God-like, meaning that we have imagination, we have that perception, we can believe in things, and if you put yourself in that, if your self-concepts are in that level, you're most definitely going to be able to be better than a computer.
But here's the thing. No, that's not true.
No,
that's not true.
That is true, brother.
How? Go ahead.
I think on the average scale, maybe the majority of people are only using 3% of their brain power.
Right.
But if you're able to access more percentage of your brain power, you most definitely will be better than a computer.
I don't know that, because at what cost, right? At what cost? Yeah, bro, because there's always gives and takes to everything. If you're asking for more compute power, right? With every input, there's a output. It's just you just raise your level of now you can, right? It's not like similar to you raising your level of consciousness. When you become more aware, you're also signaling to yourself that you can't necessarily turn that down or down that a little bit, right? It's like, what if I'm aware, I'm aware. Meaning, like, if you're able to walk outside and see the whole block and process everything and see where everything is. It's not like you could just shut that off or ignore it after a while, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's some retraining that perhaps you have to do in order to like scale that back down a bit and stuff like that. But it's the same thing. It's like when you have an input, there's an output, right? What is it, right? Because we don't know, right? Maybe the amount of processing in our brain suits this organism, a biological structure, at its max core. Or maybe there's a space there so we don't hit the max so we can like experience. We don't know those answers to those questions, right? So you have to think of it that way. But what I will say is this, right? People want to say, yes, we are. If we are in the likeness and image of God, that's cool and stuff. But what if God said, listen, even though y'all in our image, I want to give you some of my powers. Here, now you get to create these robots. But it's up to you and up to your creativity and how you want to use these things to maybe create a different being or a different entity that can process or do more things. I don't know yet. These are the rules that are just literally being rewritten as we speak. So I don't know. Also, too, you have to get out this mindset of thinking that humans do this a lot. Like, we're the only most important entity in this whole universe, in this whole structure of existence. No, we're just that for this planet. That's it. We don't travel to all the other planets, right? We don't know how life is in other planets. We don't, because we haven't been there yet, right? So we don't know. And to just think that we're probably the only species, no, we're not the only species. And only reason I'm fandom to say that is because a few years ago in the science magazine, Live Science, that was published, there were organisms that came from an asteroid that are not of this planet. So if there's organisms, small biological organisms that live on asteroids and then crash land on the Earth, and they're living entity and they're breathing and things of that nature, that means that there are properties, there are entities that can exist in different planes, different fields, different structures, and play by the different rules of physics, right? Or whatever math or science that's out there that we don't know, that we don't have access to yet, that we don't comprehend and understand the language to. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying sometimes it's good to understand that we are a part of the system, but not the system. And people are walking around in this world acting like we are the system. I don't know, I just think there's a big fallacy in that and a big setting up for some moments later on that it's gonna lead to a reckoning.
I'm gonna say that I agree in that way where people do become egotistic and they believe that they're a supreme being, and the only supreme being. But I would also say that when you get to a level of consciousness and a high vibrational consciousness, like I was talking about before, the psychedelics being gateway, you get that altered state of consciousness. If you're doing that through meditation, it's going to be more long lasting, it's going to be more consistent. But what I'm trying to say is that...
Well, slow down. Some people will argue and say you can't get there by... You can't get there by just meditation alone.
It takes more practice because we're so distracted by our outside world that we can't really stay present in the inside part of us. And I think that's why people take drugs or psychedelics to kind of like get out of themselves from the reality, whatever the case is. But with a little bit of consistency, you'll be... So
you think the soul is separate from the body?
Is the soul separate from the body? The soul is, the real you is the soul. Like, you are your soul. You're not your body. You're not your mind. You are the soul. Yeah. But being able to be aware of that, you become basically connected to the body and the mind. But that's the thing I was going to say, is that basically when you get to a higher level of consciousness, you start to use more of your brain power. You'll understand that everything is connected. You're not just the only thing in your reality. Everything is connected. Awareness is connected. There is many consciousness, but there's only one consciousness, one to many. So understanding that paradox, you'll go far in life. Because remember, the game of life is frequency and energy. So those two things are what will prevail, in your life. You're going to be able to, if you understand those things, you're going to be able to go far in life. Go into what you said about like people being like thinking about that part of themselves, that's that's very egotistic. You're gonna be kind of selfish. You're gonna be inconsiderate, even though you'll get to do all these great things, whatever the case is. At the long term, I think there's going to be some effects where you're going to start to feel side effects. Like the experiences are going to be the reflection of what you feel. So I really do think that when you go to a higher consciousness, you'll feel the connection of everything. You'll understand that everything is connected. You'll understand that there is a vast universe out there, that there's other life out there. Or you'll understand that life here is all connected. And in doing so, you'll be able to achieve a lot of great things. But yeah, I really do think that's a fallacy. A lot of people have that in today's world, and they want to make it all about themselves. But when you really understand the truth, you understand that you are the main observer, but you are connected to the awareness that's around us. Everyone is connected. Everything is connected. So yeah, no, I think another thing we're going to put out there is that we put a lot of limitations on our own powers. Like, we think that we think that there's a certain cap to a lot of things we can do, but that's not true. That's not true. We put our own limitations as an individual and as a collective, and the only way to really burst out of that is to really go deep within yourself and change those self-concepts, change those beliefs. And I was just telling you before, believing means, what was it? Do you remember what I said? Believing means
Hey, listen, if you don't remember
I want to get it, bro, because it's pretty good. Let me get it, bro.
No, you got to be on camera. You got to remember, how you going to teach things to people you don't even know it off the top of your dome to recite it. So that means you don't even know it. And if you don't know it, it means
no,
it's not.
It was a really good
I'm just
quote.
joking, bro. Go ahead, go get it.
Really quickly
go get it. But in the interim, I have people just blowing up my phone.
No, it's okay,
and
man.
Whatnot. But he really did have a writing session earlier when we were shooting content. So read to the people. Go ahead.
So this is what it comes down to. Believing means accepting something as true. So if you believe in yourself and your self-concepts, that's accepting that to be true. And believing is only one component to it, because you have to also know, like you have to have that knowing. So believing is that first part. You put out that self-concept, you put those, you believe in yourself, and knowing means becoming conscious of those things, become conscious of something. And it is feeling it. When people say, you have to feel, you have to feel the outcome, the result. That's what it means. You have to feel the knowing of it. You have to feel that knowing, and it's just whether it be universal or very unique to the individual. That's really having the feeling of knowing and believing something will come true into your reality. Like you have that already, and that's the most secret, or the secret that people oftentimes aren't told. It really comes down to that. You are the creator of your reality. There's nothing that's really affecting you. You are the creator. So knowing that, and knowing that the game of life is frequency and energy, you will go far in life. Like it's also, like I said, everyone's learning, everyone's experiencing their own reality at their own pace, and the truth at their own pace. So when the time comes and you understand that, the truth will make more sense, or this will make more sense. But yeah, like everyone's out here just learning as we go, so yeah.
Listen, give the people the information. All he does is read, and post on TikTok and act crazy.
I want to rephrase that. Listen, I like creativity. I like people being themselves. Authenticity is a beautiful thing. TikTok is able to show people's personalities. I think that's an amazing thing. I like seeing that. But do I take that as like the only source of information? No, I definitely do my own research. I make sure to have other multiple, evidence to take from. So I'm not just out here doing TikTok and going through there. I actually want to do my own experiences and my own experiments to see if that is actually true in that way, or whether the information I'm getting is true. So I think it depends on the person. Like some people out here are only using one source of information, like only using TikTok. So I would say that's just up to that person. But like for my own self, I make sure to do other research and make sure that it's, everything makes perfect sense.
Hey, listen, the conditioning is real. I mean, we all have technology at the palm of our hands. So whether it's TikTok or YouTube, or if you're Googling, although I hear a lot of, you notice what's happening even with the search systems?
What's happening?
Whereas like when you type into the prompt, you get an AI pop up from Gemini or Google.
Yeah.
And now it's like sourcing through everything to give you the information.
Wow.
So like it's
That's
pretty
cool.
interesting to see like how that's gonna change in the structure with SEO in terms of like having people go to your site or bringing traffic to your pages when that's happening. So now if I have the avatar in front of me, I don't need to click on all the individual links, right? I could just get my information and keep it pushing. The moment they're able to create a way where they can like link competitive companies to these, like let's say you ask Gemini a question, oh, what is the latest some product, right? Let's say latest sneaker product that costs $60 and it's let's say costs $60 and lasts a long time. Let's say you type that in and then it gives you like 3 links in order to purchase the item, right?
Right.
You will want to be that company that gets referred, right? And then how much is that worth? How much would you pay for that access and stuff? Because people are not like clicking on these links anymore where, remember at the bottom when it says Google, all the O's, and it'd be like 40 or 50 like sub links you can click. Nowadays, people don't even click on the first 4 things that come up, right? Especially now with that Google prompt. So that's gonna be interesting moving on. And also too, obviously, with the different type of rules that'll come in terms of like security, people wanted more things to be private and things of that nature. So
You're saying it for more of like a business aspect or like personal aspect? Like what is it like the
both, like industry changes, right? And like how we receive information is going to change. Also too, if you want to talk about the existential threat to like Google, right, was ChatGPT, right? Because ChatGPT, they're just lucky that Microsoft owns ChatGPT and they didn't create a platform where people can do what I just said into that platform, because if they did it already, it would be over for Google. Because if I can have a program write things for me in a particular manner, I just give it prompts and suggestions and it gives me a list to answer, and then it can take me to the websites or take me to a link to purchase the thing right away. Why do I gotta Google, like why do I have to like search for it on Google anymore, right? These are the things I'd be thinking about. So I don't know, which is why we noticed Google did 2 things at the end of last year. They're like, yeah, we're gonna create Gemini, and yeah, by the way, we have the quantum computer chips because we need to compete. We need to compete out here because NVIDIA is coming out our throats and our neck, and also ChatGPT is coming out through our neck. And also too, we have a legal battle with the United States of America, right? They're looking to divest some of the companies that are owned by their parent company, Alphabet. So these are the things like, on a high level of what they're thinking about. But I'm going to leave that tech talk right there for today. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Luke, before we wind down and crash out? We probably got a few minutes.
Honestly, I think the last message I want to give out on this episode is believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and feel it. Know it. Feel it and know it. That's the last thing I'm going to say, because all this stuff is happening and sometimes we forget about it. We forget about our true truth and we get distracted. And I think we just need to get back to the center, hit the mark, and remember that. Always remind yourself. Practice gratitude.
Get back to the center. Are you just talking about inside?
Like, when I mean center, I mean like being aligned, like being able to be balanced. Because sometimes we can, like I said, get off the path from being your authentic self, and then you become imbalanced, and then you become, kind of out of whack. You bring chaos, and that could just, do other things into your life. So it's also like, you take the experience for what it is. I'm not saying that try to resist it, because if you resist it, you're just gonna make it more persistent. What I'm saying is, like, if things do come through where they are not making you feel good, you have to, what I do is personally, I just let the thought come through and then I just neutralize it with a positive thought, neutralize whatever I'm thinking with whatever I really do believe in and the truth. And that neutralizes it. So I think, like I said, when it comes down to all these distractions we got computers, we got quantum, we got all these things that are great. Those tools are amazing. That's what makes this universe beautiful and this world beautiful. But when it really comes down to it, you have to get to that source, that awareness that we all have within us, and be able to be yourself and believe in yourself and center yourself. You know, that's my last message for all of you guys for today.
There you go. He said this is a tool. Treat it as such. That's all I'm gonna say on that matter, right? Treat it as such. It's a tool. It's not the end all be all of your habits, not everything you need. Because remember, the technology used now it's one of the things out there that's gonna influence and shape your reality and your thoughts and your thinking patterns and things of that nature. Because there is some truth to what my man Luke has said earlier. The algorithms out right now are scanning everything that you type, right? And are looking for and throwing it in your face, whether they're selling you ads, whether they're sending you to other pages, and then you look later on, you see another link similar, like 2 days later on your browser,
right.
Or, you get on these platforms, and even if you type the wrong thing by accident and that one video starts playing, boom. Now, you do that a lot on YouTube. Man, on YouTube, I just want to use YouTube to just search, right? Sometimes I just want to see funny things. I don't want it to keep popping up like 9,000 times. So sometimes I have to type in 20 other inquiries so I can flush that out of my system and stuff, which is really inefficient. So hopefully in the future, they can work on some of these things, right? The one thing I hope YouTube does fix though is I noticed this when I'm watching Roku TV, because I have the app on Roku TV, the YouTube app. I noticed that in between commercials, they play the same 4 or 5 commercials.
Right.
Come on, recycle please, because it's kind of low key. You're trying to brainwash me into certain products or a certain message. In particular, I don't know if you've seen this one. It's the one with congestion pricing in New York.
Oh yeah.
That shit plays crazy, all the time. It's kind of annoying. I'm annoyed by that. Okay, we already know. We're residents of New York. We know that it's coming back.
They
into
also
effect.
just increased the price too. They were it's a whole long battle with that. I've been looking into that, and they canceled it, they reinstated it, and now they increased it, and it's it doesn't even make sense.
It makes sense. It's just that it makes sense, but the problem is this. Oh, that's a whole big problem. That might be a whole episode I have to do on it. But long story short, we have antiquated systems within the MTA system, and we have unions in place that keep retarded rules in place that doesn't allow the city to work efficiently or the state government to work efficiently to fix a lot of these issues. Also, too, we have the other problem where we have 8 million riders of the system, of the MTA system daily. So it's hard to make these corrections and stuff, but it's getting to the point where it's atrocious. We get on these trains that have been around since I was a kid, right? And they're disgusting, they're nasty, and then we're also dealing with other aspects of things that we deal with, other big cities deal with, homelessness, right? Mental, people on the plane, people on the trains that have mental issues and problems. Also, too, a lack of transparency to where the funding goes, and of course, government greed and corruption. For how many scandals we have in the past 4 or 5 years, where we're seeing money being misappropriated or projects being stalled, and it's why can't we finish this? Why does it take 8 to 10 years to create the Second Avenue extension that was initially supposed to go to 125th Street but ends on 68th Street?
Yeah, it's all, like I said, it might make sense in a way, but it doesn't make sense. The locations of this congestion pricing, the way they're gonna set up the cameras, it doesn't make sense. You're getting basically what is it called? You're getting billed twice, going into the city, out of the city, and it's just gonna cause a lot of extra fees. And with the Easy Pass that we already have, To be honest, I think like this is what I'm gonna say, and it's also about where we stand as a people. If you understand as a society, it doesn't matter what your race is, doesn't matter what color skin you got, you have to understand that we are in this together. We are American at the end of the day, and I believe this is the truth. When it comes down to it, we have to come together and understand that we, the people, are the government. Not the other way around. The government isn't some separate entity. We are the government. We make our society. That's what this land is all about. This is what makes this place great, because this is the truth. Like, we are the government, not the other way around. These politicians work for us. The government that we are works for us. It works for our benefit, not the other way around. So as long as we allow to take this and give that consent away, we're basically allowing this to happen to us. There are solutions, and we need to focus on these solutions. We need to, in essence, fight back. And the way we fight back is we vote with our money. We vote on where we want to give that money away, and we group together. We get these movements started. We get these petitions started. We don't pay the congestion pricing. We make sure that the money that's being taken away is being used in the right way. It's really about stepping in and understanding. And I get it. Daily life for a lot of people, we're all busy. We have to worry about. I don't want to worry about anything. I don't think we should worry about anything. But that's just a fact of life. Things in our life is distracting us, making us worry. Bills, the rising price, inflation of all this food and everything that we need. It's all these things happening, and we can't come together because of those things. And I want to say that I think that we can stop that thinking, and we can actually come together and do great things together. But we need to let go of those ideas that are limiting us in that way. So, like I said, it's all about, knowing that. It's just knowing that. I know I go on these, I like to see, this is what I'm all about. I think that's what I like to talk about and be more about that, is seeing that as a society. We all come together, understand there are all different cultures, respect the cultures, and be able to recognize that. I'm not saying just become one singularity or one conformity. It's really just being in that knowing of that we are one, and also that we are different, and if you're able to balance those two out, you're gonna see great things. I swear. Like, it's just the way life is. I think sometimes what's so funny, bro?
I have to laugh, bro. That's not how life is, but okay. Listen, if you want to be kumbaya, we all for the people and whatnot, that's on you.
Finish,
everybody lives different. Everybody has different opinions on that. That's why the world is shaped and viewed and experienced differently by everyone and things of that nature, right? But I hear you, though. I hear the one movement, and we should all move for this this utilitarian approach where everyone is for each other, respect each other, and get to experience everyone's culture and stuff. But I have yet to find a civilization on Earth that actually puts that into place. And if you're asking me if I'm going to see that in our lifetime, the answer is fuck out of here, no. I'm sorry, more of a realist and whatnot. But again, that's more your mental thought and the mental aspect of it. And I don't encourage people to think in the manner in which I think, because we should think more on the lines of what he has suggested and said, because that can lead to more prosperity. But again, man. Oh, so I'll end on this, and real quick.
What's that?
I've been meaning to say this even on the last episode. So we are human beings. We process. The way you process is relative and subjective to you. So it's up to you to figure out how you want to maneuver in this world, how you want to process, what are your thoughts, what are your beliefs. And you have to keep in mind that everything around you may or may not influence you, right? The environment you grew up in, the people who raised you, right, when you were a toddler, the things you did in your mom's womb, all of these things. Or maybe not in your mom's womb anymore, because, they have ways of creating, right? But again, once you reach a certain age and you're able to process, move, maneuver, and learn, experience, hopefully for the majority of people, because again, there's people that don't have those luxuries and stuff. It's up to you. Right. At that point, it's then up to you to understand and take the time to have awareness of your body, right? Because like he said before, if the soul is if the soul is its own entity and then it's being harbored into this organization which makes up our body, that means your body has certain functions that you should understand and listen to, so that way you can create more of a unison for yourself, because it's the pass-through entity that allows you to experience, right? And gives us a plane for us to live, right? So yeah, that onus is on to you. But yeah, that's enough for today. I'm over this talk. It was a good session. Appreciate you, Luke.
It's different, bro. It's different, and that's what we're about, being able.
Wait. Before we go, what makes it different? You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah, because the camera's about to die.
Okay. It makes it different because, we want to talk about things that make, in some ways, make us uncomfortable, or, and it's all about growth. It's about being able to be open-minded, not too open that your brain falls out, but just enough just so that you're able to take that information and just let it sit and reflect on it. I think that's what makes it different. And also the experience, this is a great experience. You're out here, doing this, and that's what makes it different, man. So I really respect that, and, thank you I appreciate it, bro. So
I appreciate you.
Through, man. Yeah.
Also, too, just remember, just to end on what he said and whatnot and stuff like that. It's good to just sit down, have healthy dialogues, healthy banter to figure out what's right, what's wrong. Because at the end of the day, my main point of all this is you're going to have to sit down. You're the one in a subjective reality that you create for yourself. You're the one who's the ultimate boss of how you think, how you react to things, how you maneuver, and that's very important. So you should look to bring in a lot of positivity, a lot of things that make you feel good, so that way you can live and process and be happy with the existence that you create on this plane, on this field. But who knows? I don't know. Like I said, the reason I'm saying that is because as more information comes to us about there being quote unquote parallel universes, and you'll be able to exist in these two planes, and the fact that now we have access to transfer data on photons or radar line, which is technically teleportation. Mm. So when they invest in that technology, maybe being able to subverge and converge with another parallel universe where I could literally be making two decisions, but have the ability to experience in a different realm. I don't know. Maybe I won't live through that, but that might be a reality for some. But what I do know is that we, even if we're not control of our mind or our thoughts, we have the ability to attempt to do so. And when we attempt to do so, we're progressing, we're experiencing, we're living, we're functioning, right? We're enjoying the very nature of our existence. And that's it. I'm gonna leave on that. It's your boy Baski. Good looking Luke. Did you have fun?
I had a great time, bro. I had a great time. Thank you, man.
All right, peace. It's over. That's it. That was good.